Hey everybody, Brian here with BPS Customs. Before we get into today's video, I just wanted to remind everybody that we are powering towards 100 subscribers on the channel. If you take a look down that way, you'll see we're at, as of the filming of this, we're at 64. When we get to 100 subscribers, this contest up here becomes activated, and I'm going to give away either a Pentium G4400 or an NZXT Hue Plus. If you haven't subscribed to the channel and commented on that video, head right on up there right now and check that out. You can win some gear for free, basically. So what we're going to do today is we're going to take a look at what you could do with a budget. Now, generally, the systems that I'm building are for clients, or even for myself, or even maybe they're this, which is even a mid-range system that's going to cost a good amount of money because there's a custom loop inside. But most people aren't in the market for a $1,500 system, a $2,000 system. They just don't have the budget. And it's realistic to say, I have $500 to spend on this project. What can I do with it? If you've watched any of my previous videos, specifically maybe this one up here, you'll see that I do a good amount of scouring the internet basically for deals. I do some Craigslist buying and selling. I buy and sell on eBay, and I'll go through daily deals on like Amazon and Newegg, because sometimes they have flash sales where you could get stuff at a really significant discount. Newegg has their shell shocker deals every day where they have stuff that comes up on sale that's deeply discounted. And occasionally Amazon retailers have stuff that goes up that maybe they just want to get rid of, or they're trying to promote their business. So they'll have really, really deep discounts, and you could really score some good hardware that way without breaking the bank. Now, the system we're going to put together today is comprised of components that I've picked up off of Craigslist, from Micro Center, that are open box items, stuff that I picked up on Amazon, and the total cost of the system is $500. Now, most $500 budget builds that you see on YouTube are going to use low-grade components, or they're going to compromise big time in certain areas. And if you want the premium gaming experience, a lot of times these systems really aren't going to cut it for you. So what can you do about this? You can explore the pre-owned part market. You could explore the open box market. You could take a look for some discounts. So I have a bunch of parts right now that make up a pretty good system that I'm going to put together. We're going to run some benchmarks, and I'm going to demonstrate what you could do with a budget of $500 if you're willing to step outside of the typical comfort zone of going on Newegg or going on PC Part Picker and just buying a list from of the best parts or that you could find at that time. And we're going to see how this compares, because I have a feeling that we're gonna get some surprising numbers. So this is the stuff we're going to be working with today. I'm going to go through these parts, kind of give you a quick rundown on them, where I got them, how much they cost, and then we're going to go ahead with the build. First thing I want to talk about is this. This is the Intel i7-4790K. I got this as part of a Craigslist buy, which also included this. This is 16 gigs of G.Skill DDR3. And I also got a Corsair RM750 power supply that actually went into my Manta build. If you take a look in this video right up here. So what we're going to do, instead of using that one, because that's currently in the system, is we're going to substitute this. This is a Thermaltake Tough Power 650 watt 80 plus gold power supply. Power supply is not going to make a difference in system performance, and I just want something right now that I could use to power the system. But overall right now, for the CPU, the RAM, and the power supply, we're at a total of $200. Next thing I want to talk about is this bad boy right here. This is the GTX 780 with the reference style cooler. Now, GTX 780s are still highly serviceable video cards. These compare pretty favorably to the GTX 970s. They are certainly faster than GTX 960s. The only thing that really holds them back is the fact that there is 3 gigs of VRAM in here instead of 4, or 3.5 actually with the 970. So where the 780s struggle the most is in heavy and high detailed texture games and open world settings. So games like Witcher 3 and GTA 5 on high detail settings, these run into frame buffering problems because there's not enough VRAM. But it doesn't take away from the amount of frames they could draw in first-person games, Call of Duty, Metro Last Light, things like that. This is a great card and can even play some games at decently high frame rates at 1440p. So, you know, even beyond 1080, this can be used for games at 1440p. Just depends on the game that you're looking into. But this was listed on Craigslist for $250. It was a college kid that had recently upgraded to dual 980s, actually. So I was able to talk him down from $250 down to $200 for this. Next piece of the puzzle is the motherboard. This is the Gigabyte Z97 HD3. As you can tell, I guess it's a Z97 board. It means it's going to allow for some overclocking of our 4790K. And this board I found on Amazon for $16. Now, you may not believe me, but here's the proof. There was a retailer on Amazon that was having some kind of crazy blowout sale where basically all their Gigabyte boards were super discounted, and I bought as many as I could, which was 2, because the rest, by the time I found the deal, were actually sold out. So I got them each for about $16. I spent $32. I got 2 one Z97 and one Z170 motherboard. So I spent $32 total. I got 2 perfectly serviceable motherboards by Gigabyte, a respectable manufacturer, and so and it's a total $16 for this. So the cooler for the system is going to be the Cooler Master Hyper 212 Evo. I've used this before in some builds. I mean, it's basically the standard for air coolers right now. More people use this than basically any other cooler on the market. They just came out with the Hyper 212X, I believe. And so this one might not be around for that much longer, but I got this at Micro Center. It was an open box item. Everything is still in here, and this is a $30 cooler. I got it for $20. The SSD for this build is going to be this ADATA 240 gig SSD. I didn't find this on a deal, but I got it on Newegg. They were having a little bit of a sale. This is normally a $65 piece. I got it for $60. Sometimes you can't always find what you want used or on a huge discount sale. But if we're aiming for a price point of $500, spending $60 on your storage is usually okay. I mean, you can certainly find stuff for less. You could probably find hard drives that are used for a lot less money. But having an SSD is always nice, and we did have, I guess, the room and the budget. So $60 for the storage. This is the last piece of the puzzle. This is the Cooler Master 600N mid-tower case. I picked this up from a kid on Craigslist who was moving it. He recently upgraded to NZXT H440, and he gave this to me for $10. The only thing that's wrong with it is that there is a little fan control switch back here that apparently he told me does not work, which doesn't matter because all my fans are going to be PWM controlled anyway. And he also told me that he doesn't have this front 5¼ inch bay cover. I have a couple of these lying around, and honestly, if I can't, this is a $10 case. I'm not going to complain. It's black painted interior. There's room behind the motherboard tray for routing cables. I mean, you can't go wrong for $10, honestly. Even if nothing comes of it, it's $10. Okay, so that's it. We're going to start building this. I will tell you that I did have the CPU inside the motherboard last night just for testing, making sure that everything was working okay. And I didn't take it out, so as you can see right here, there's no... Let's see there's no CPU in the box. It's because it's in the motherboard already. So you won't see me install the CPU, but I think you guys could live with that. Well, build process went pretty smoothly. I mean, this is a pretty basic system. There's nothing outlandish or crazy about it. All the components were, matched, not color matched, but they fit well together. The case was spacious enough. There was no crazy water cooling or even like an AAO involved. It was just very basic computer assembly, and everything worked. So there were no real issues that I ran into when I'm putting everything together. When I was doing the build, I was thinking about how is this video gonna be received? Are people gonna say, well, there's no way that I could potentially do that. I don't have those used parts. The point of this video is not to say everybody could build the exact same system the same way with the same results every time. The point was to show, it was kind of like a proof of concept. I wanted to show that what you can do within a certain budget, if you're willing to wait a little bit, you have to have a little patience, you have to do a little research. If you're gonna be on a budget, you wanna take what you can, what resources you have at your disposal, and allocate them appropriately. And in the case of a budget system, the best resource that you have is time. You can wait. There's always going to be budget parts out there. You just have to find them. So if you're doing a search on Craigslist or eBay, or waiting for a Newegg flash sale, or waiting for something to go up on a crazy sale on Amazon, you have that luxury of being able to do that. Because if you can't find something, you can go out and buy something for $500 that will perform okay, but you're not going to get the killer performance that something like this can really give you. If you're willing to wait, if you're willing to haggle a little bit, and if you have the confidence to buy pre-owned parts. A lot of people don't have that. They don't want to deal with the potential hassles. I've been doing this for a long time. I have the equipment and the ability to test parts before I buy them. I think that really comes in handy, as a result, I have a lot less apprehension about going out and buying pre-owned parts. But what does everybody really want? They want the results. How did this system do? And I got them. They're right here. So I'm just going to do a little reading off this page, I suppose. So as far as Cinebench goes, this is the CPU intensive test. The Cinebench score was 857. Firestrike score was 9314. Valley benchmark was 94.0 frames per second. Metro Last Light benchmark was 66 frames per second. And GTA 5 benchmark 71 frames per second. Now, these aren't the best numbers that you're ever going to see out of any system, but if you're spending $500, I don't really think you could do any better than this, than these results. This is without any overclocking. I didn't put any time into overclocking this system. The 4790K is a fantastic overclocking chip. You could easily get another 10% out of it if you're willing to push it. The 780, same thing. It's a great overclocking card. There are so many possibilities out there for how you can configure a system like this. If you're willing, like I said, to put in the time and the effort to find these parts, you could have yourself, while maybe not the prettiest system, something that's not necessarily perfectly color matched and everything like that, you could find something that'll really serve you well gaming for the next couple of years. And that was kind of the point of this exercise. So that's about it. That's the end of this video. Subscribe, hit me up on Twitter, say hello, BPS_customs. Hit the like button if this video tickled your fancy at all. I'm Brian, and as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.